Hi guys, short unboxing and quick review about this VIZIUUY solar battery wireless security camera. Model type is VZ-3PT2. I have already a couple of VIZIUUY cameras and they are all performing really good. Some of them I have even since longer time outside in very harsh weather conditions and none of them have ever failed. I had zero issues so far, so looks like a really good brand. Of course, I have to admit that I got this camera for free, but it's still my honest opinion because I would never claim something which is not true. And so that's the still very good, rock solid standard model, but of course not the AOV model. And so here's what we get the instructions, manual, quick starter guide, everything with really good protection. Solid solar panel, standard mount, long cable, also really good standard USB-C plug. So the solar panels are interchangeable, comes with this sticker here. And so here I have everything, like this standard plastic mount for the solar panel. I like plastic because it lasts much longer than metal, especially in wet conditions. That's the camera mount. You get even 2 sets of anchors and screws and even an extra charging cable, USB-A to USB-C, drill pattern, USB-C plug cover. And so here's the camera, really solid build, absolutely nothing to complain. So you can see we have this 360 degrees PTZ. Of course, you can move that around with your app. Also rotatable antennas for optimal reception. And the camera can be pointed up a little bit, not too much because there's some limitation here on the top, but we can point it pretty much straight down. Of course, highly recommended to remove all the stickers here, and it comes with a large battery built in. Don't drill into the camera housing. Has microphone and speaker, white floodlight, PIR sensor, and the camera itself. And because it's a PTZ camera, we don't need a movable mount, so we can screw that directly to the wall fence or do it like me using one of these standard vinyl fence mounting brackets. And so I usually attach it down here with 3 screws, and then on top I put the mount for the solar panel. And the mount is really solid. You can see we can slide it in and then we just push it in. Has a solid hold. There's no locking mechanism or so, but it has a really solid hold. But you can still remove it. You have to just pull pretty hard. Camera has 2 openings, one here at the top for a micro SD card which you can insert. There's no micro SD card included, but you can use your own. We have the on-off, the reset, and then we have the charging port. So you can use that for the first charge and later for the solar panel. But of course you can also use it without solar panel and then just cover it with this lid. Always recommended to use at least class 10 micro SD card. Pins go to the front, push it fully down. Here on the right side we have the start, should do the job actually for the first connection. If you need to reconnect later, you need to push the reset button. And so I'm here in the CloudEdge app where I have already some cameras, also some VIZIUUY cameras. And with the plus we can add more cameras. We can scan the QR code which is attached with a label to the camera. Of course can't show you that here, so I click just on add device. And because it took so long, I give it a reset here, pressing for some time. And so now we have a flashing red light and I see the camera here, can just click on it. Now I've been selecting the 2.4G Wi-Fi network. It usually works also with a combined 2.4G and 5G network. Make sure that you are also connected to the same network with your phone which you want to use for your camera. So we have it here, click on next, give it a name and click on done and next. Let's see if we get a live view. Of course turn the camera to the back, reduce the volume, but you can see we have a live view here. Now we have it also on the overview. Time to activate the alarm. And here in the cloud setting, also very important to activate the basic cloud storage, which is free, and then go back. Now here, because we have these recessed holes, I'm using short number 8 screw self-drill. Yeah, it's a really solid hold and the screws don't touch the fence. By the way, you can see this nice 90 degrees angle where we do not only have the screw holes here, but also on the top. So you can mount it also to a ceiling, but we don't need that. So we can go really close with the solar panel mount. Also nicely secured. And now we can just push in the camera and add the solar panel on top. Secure it here, untighten, screwing on the solar panel till it sits really tight. Securing now the screws here. So you can see you can point it nicely to all the directions, perfectly to the sun. And if there's no sun at the camera location, we have this very long cable, so you can mount it wherever you have some sun. Pulling out a little bit more cable here, storing this on top, right underneath. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And connecting the USB-C plug to the charging port of the camera. Make sure this lid is also closed, that everything is nicely waterproof. And so we have it ready now to put over the fence. And so here we have these cameras. By the way, I have two of them. Same camera here and same camera here. And so when I click here, we can go to the live view. Very important to select the quality. We have a lot of functions directly here. Can talk to people, screen record, video record, choose the light, activate motion detection, activate the siren, strobe warning, and so on. Or use the PTC function directly from here. But of course, we can also make this larger when we click here. And now we have the on-screen panel. So whenever I click here, I can use, for example, PTC function. You can see how fast this works. One of the fastest PTC functions I've ever seen. Left, right, right, left. Or of course also down here, pretty much straight down to the bottom, or a little bit up here. We can see that especially when I move this to the right side. That's the advantage compared to the AOV models, where the housing is a little bit blocking the view. Here, not at all. And as you can see, the quality is really good. Good colors, good sharpness, good dynamic range. You can see even the darker items in the shade. Everything nicely moving, as good as it gets. But we do not only have live view, we also have the history. And so it's playing automatically footage from yesterday. We can make this larger and smaller, as you can see. And that's the recording from the microSD card. And what we can see, it has been recording really early, right from the beginning. Can also make this larger here. And also next thing, that's the colorful image. At the beginning we had black and white with infrared. Now we have the white light assistance. That's the option I'll show you later in the options. And that's the colorful footage in pretty much total darkness. Pretty impressive, strong built-in light. And same thing from the day. You can see when I came from the left side, it caught me right away, which is pretty impressive because it's super hot. So the background has exactly the same temperature as me. And so it's usually pretty difficult for PIR cameras to detect movement. But here it caught me right away when coming from the left side. Really, really impressive. I think this time it was a little bit later, but still very, very good. And I mean, I've been using the default settings, no special settings. That was the default from the day, but we can also go back. You can see with the calendar, we can pick any day. For example, this one here, then click on the alerts. We can see what has happened. And here in the microSD card history, we have one of the most impressive functions here in the app, and that's the download. So when we click here, we can select any area or almost any area. For example, all these clips, the app itself will combine these clips to one, and then we have it here, so I can play, share, do whatever I want. But we also have the free cloud after activating that for a couple of days, which is of course much faster, much more convenient. But with the history from the microSD card, Of course, we can go back sometimes week or months, so no question about that. It's really reliable. So let's check the settings here. Signal strength has been good, so the antennas are doing a great job. We have the cloud storage service, very important to activate the free cloud storage for 6 seconds. And we have the AI intelligent analysis, of course works only with a subscription, but we still have the very advanced free alarm management. Of course important to activate receive alert notifications, and so I got usually notifications really pretty much instantly, and not only on my smartphone but also on my smartwatch. And here we have more details regarding motion detection. So we have manual sensitivity adjustment, but we also have automatic sensitivity correction, humanoid detection, day and night. What's really impressive here that it has also been working during the night. With a lot of cameras I had to deactivate AI detection during the night because it has not been working. Here it has been working really good. You can also adjust sensitivity. Then we have different modes like power saving, performance mode, custom mode, set alert plans, even make manual humanoid alarm areas or exclude areas. So when we click here, we get the live view. When we click on the plus, we can mark areas which we want to include, or then of course exclude the rest. For example, like that. So it would exclude the areas where we have too much shade. Then we have the image settings. In particular, the choice between full color night vision with the white light. Of course, everybody can see that. So if you're close to a neighbor, maybe better to use the infrared, which is pretty much invisible. As an option, also intelligent vision, sound settings, video encryption, and much more. Recording management regarding micro SD card, important to format the card after inserting it into the camera. General settings, so you can remove the work indicator that nobody sees it during the night. Battery management, for example electric usage statistics, and so you can see thanks to the very efficient solar panel it stays constantly at 100% charge. So till now has been working really super reliable. A real positive surprise, especially because it's a rather budget friendly camera. Stable connection, very responsive, has detected every alert. I think it has never missed something. I have also never seen any false alerts. I mean, maybe it's not the most difficult area, but also not a very easy. A lot of cameras have been struggling in this area. So very convincing, a really good choice, no question about that. And so if you're interested, I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description so you can check it out and order one for you if you like. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments or want to share your own experience with this camera, then just let us know down in the feedback area. I'm always happy to talk about. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.